This will be the last time you'll be seeing this murcielago on Car Wizard's channel. It is leaving to the East Coast and will not be returning. Let's find out why it was here and what broke on it. Let's get started. So today we're going to do a video on this 2003 Lamborghini Murcielago, on whether it's reliable, a good buy, a good family car.
Wizard, this is a Lambo.
Oh, that's true. It's not going to be a family car, and no, it's probably not going to be reliable. Is it a good buy? If you can afford to get one, it very well can be. Let me explain why. My good friend Leo is the owner of this vehicle, and several years ago he purchased it for $180,000. One just sold just like it, almost identical model, $564,000. It's a gated manual. It doesn't have the E-gear. It has the good V12 sounds to it, very low miles. What is that, almost 3 times the money? Yeah, it actually can be a good buy, but keeping it maintained to keep the value up can be very expensive on these. This particular Murcielago has been in multiple videos here at the shop. There's a video where I had the exhaust and the whole back end apart to get to the AC compressor. Then we had the front end off to get the headlights off to get them refinished. And there's also a video we did where when Leah had just bought this, it had all the radar detector, the amps, the CD changers, all the early 2000s garbage was packed in here. There was bundles of wiring under the seats, bundles of wiring behind the seats. And he was like, "Car Wizard, get this garbage out of my car. I want everything stock." Me and him are of the same mind, especially on a car that's going to severely appreciate in value. It needs to be kept stock. So why is it here today? It had an issue with the suspension, its variable firmness. It had a flashing light and some issues going on with that. Also, these have a feature that you can push a button in the interior and the front end will lift up. Just like you see it right now, there's a huge gap between the front tire and the wheel arch. That's so you can go over speed bumps or an inclined driveway without scraping the front end. It was having an issue where it would raise up and this immediately drop back down. It had some electrical issues. We'll talk about what we found. Actually, what Danielson found, he's the one that went through all this. It's fully sorted now, ready to go back to Leo, so he can take it to the East Coast. He's being stationed out there. Let's take a look around this beautiful Murcielago. So here's the beautiful front end of this Murcielago. It is stunningly beautiful.
Wizard, come on.
Oh, sorry. I was gazing at it. I was drooling. Anyways, this one's immaculate, guys. The paint is so nice on it. We've had the headlights refinished. It had some kind of a fog going on, and he had it done by Holder's Detail in Wichita and did an excellent, excellent job. It looks like brand new again. And it's a good thing he was able to get them refinished fairly cheaply, because even a broke-ass pair of them that are cracked to pieces are still $4,000. And we can see with the mirror, I have it turned in. That's something I fixed a while back as well. The gears were stripped out inside. I rebuilt those for him, and now they work beautifully. But the styling on these is amazing. These areas right here will actually come up, kind of like wings on a beetle or something, and let more air in when it gets hot, or warm, I should say. There's the back of this. Again, this is something he had done at Holder's Detailing with the taillights. These were blacked out when he got the car. He had them professionally refinished, back to stock. That's the name of the game with expensive cars. Stock, stock, stock. And as you can see on that side, equally as beautiful. Let's go ahead and open the hood. So I'll go ahead and get this hood open here.
Wizard, come on, this is a Lambo.
Oh, that's right, it's not a Mustang, that's right. Let's go ahead and head to the back. Here is our 6.2 liter V12. This thing sounds amazing too. Very, very loud. I'll start it for you guys here in a minute so you can bask in the glory of its noise. But the repairs we had to do for the suspension lift system are in this engine bay, but it had nothing to do with the engine. So we have carbon fiber in the engine bay, and these panels come off right here on the passenger side, and all the electronics for the lift system are deep inside of this area here. So the system up front that operates the front lift actually runs off of the power steering system. Your power steering pump provides the pressure. There's a series of switches inside that area that tell when the lift is up or when the lift is down. Those had failed, and it was freaking out the computer. It was like, is the lift up? Is the lift down? I don't know, and it would just drop it down and give up. I actually have the old switches. Danielson's got them replaced. Let's look at the old switches. So here's our little switches. I'm not sure how expensive they were. Leo had them ordered and sent them here, but I'm sure they were very, very expensive. But they're basically just hydraulic pressure switches. They actually have a number here, PMN150C, and then on the other one, PNM50A. And if you look up those part numbers, they're just industrial machine pressure switches that's used on all types of machinery. They just adapted it to use on a Lamborghini. So these switches here, that had internally failed and failed in the position showing full pressure even though there wasn't full pressure. And the system was freaking out. We got those replaced, put fresh fluid in and bled out the system, and it works beautifully now. It stays up as long as you want it. So that part has been taken care of. Let's go back into the engine bay. Isn't the engine beautiful, Mrs. Wizard?
It is absolutely stunning. Are those 4 throttle bodies, though, I see?
Yep, lots of air moves through this engine. 1 throttle body for each 3 cylinders. 3, 6, 9, 12. Imagine synchronizing all that by hand. I'm glad that a computer does it for us. That would be not fun. One of the things that's really a pain on the Diablo and also the Murcielago is the serpentine belt drive system, which is, it's kind of at the front of the engine, but yet the way things are mounted, as you can see, the power steering pump is facing the engine. It's not mounted with the pulley out, the pulley facing the engine. Same thing with the AC compressor down there, and same thing with the alternator over here. Getting the belt off of that is quite an ordeal. I made some special wrenches that are stubby and they're kind of bent at a correct angle. I could get in there to the tensioner and do that without major teardown. Otherwise, it's quite a teardown to get to it. And we all know in the early 2000s, Volkswagen Audi Group bought Lamborghini, and just like Audis and VWs, a lot of things you need to do is service position, bumper off, which is not fast on one of these. I did replace the AC compressor on this a while back, and I had to remove the exhaust and a whole bunch of stuff just to get down to it. Quite an ordeal. Let's go ahead and start it and let you guys hear the beautiful exhaust note. It is fully warmed up, by the way. Danielson just did an oil change, got full operating temperature, so I'll go ahead and give it the beans for you guys.
That sounded like one mad bull there, Wizard.
Was it loud enough for you, Mrs. Wizard?
I had my ears plugged.
It's very, very loud. So the suspension system is the next issue it had, and right here are the buttons for it. You can see it has levels 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it would have an error light flashing, and it would be stuck in level 3 all the time. So what we found out is Danielson did some checking with wheel speed sensors and found some wiring, some connections that need to be taken care of. We got that cleaned up. The error has gone away. Now you can do level 1, 2, 3, and 4. It totally works like it's supposed to. Luckily, it wasn't some major repair. The front shocks have been taken off and sent off a couple of years ago to be fully rebuilt because the lift system we just talked about can leak. You can have fluid pour out on your shocks. But all that is fully sorted now. Let's get this thing up in the air. What does it look like underneath a Lamborghini Murcielago? So a lot of newer cars today, especially like McLarens and newer Lamborghinis, Ferraris and things, the whole underneath is just like completely smooth. You can't see anything. But this is old enough to where it was an all-wheel drive system. Yes, a Murcielago is all-wheel drive. They had to make room for the transmission and the drive shaft and the differential and all these things. So let's take a look. What does it look like underneath here? Right here is our boot. That's where we store things in our trunk. It's literally just on the other side of this panel. And then we'll check our brakes. Like 90% remaining. CV boots are good. There's our struts that do the lifting. You see there's a hydraulic line here. That's where it sends fluid in and can lift the front of the car for you. That's how that works. Here's our front differential. And we have put a new steering rack in. You can see TRW Italia. This is an OEM steering rack. It had some issues, it was leaking really, really bad. We did try on Hoovies and also on this one some reman services to get those rebuilt. They were failures every single time. One of them actually came back worse than the old one was. I finally told Leo, I said, man, you're just gonna have to spring the $5,000 for the steering rack. He said, okay, let's do it. He was hoping a rebuild service would be as good as new and still retain the old parts, but it just was crap. So it has a brand new OEM steering rack in it. It's been trouble-free. Let's check the other side of the wheel here. Brakes are very thick. CV boots are good. Here's some ducting here. We can see it blows air onto the brake rotors to keep them cool. There's again, our struts that do the lifting. No leaks going on there. They've been rebuilt. So for those of you who are watching around the rack and you saw this clear hose hanging down, so here's our hose here. It just is a condensate drip for the air conditioner. It just drips out water is all it does. The AC compressor and everything is in the back, but there's still components up here, like the HVAC box is in that area. The evaporator core and all those things are up in this area. Here's our beefy drive shaft tube. It goes all the way back to the transmission right here. This is our 6-speed transmission. On the models that had E-gear, you get the same transmission. It just happens to have robotics and things mounted to it to do the shifting for you, but basically the same transmission. This has been serviced, all in good shape, and now we arrive at our beefy engine. Look how big it is, Mrs. Wizard.
It's massive.
Very, very big engine. Here's our rear differential, and it comes up to the shaft here. This is where it sends it to the front for all-wheel drive along the side of the engine block. Pretty cool. So out here at our back rear differential, our CV boots look good. We have a brand new oil filter, UFI. I think it's the only brand that makes those for these. CV boot is good over here and also over here. The brakes are like 90%. These have 2 shocks in the back though. There's a lot of weight back here with the engine and transmission. Everything looks leak-free and happy back here. And same on this side. The CV boots are good. Our shocks are not leaking. And pads are like 90% on this as well. These rear tires are wider than my forearm, Mrs. Wizard.
They are impressive.
These are 335/30 ZR18s. Very, very thick, wide boys here. Huge. Anyways, let's get this thing on the ground. And as you can imagine, maintaining one of these, let's say you purchased it several years ago like Leo did for $180,000. Each year it can literally cost you 10 to 15 grand a year in repairs or more. Because when things fail, unlike a Mercedes, which we know parts are pretty expensive, we expect it to be on those or a Range Rover. Lamborghini obviously is going to be 3 and 5 times even above that. Everything on here is 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. There's not much on here that's 3 and 4 and 500. Everything's in the thousands, 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 thousands. So if you can buy one and do the maintenance, you're going to have to fork up the cash to do the maintenance. Even if it wasn't so much for the cost of the parts, it's the kind and the type of parts that this car has. It doesn't have 4 shocks, it has 6. And 2 of them are special lift shocks up front. And it has tires that are literally wider than my whole forearm. Those can't be cheap. Thousands for tires. There's just a lot of really heavily engineered parts on this car, and they're probably one-off parts that only fit this car. They don't really go anywhere else on any other car, which means the prices even go up even higher. A lot of you guys already know that, acting like you guys don't know this stuff, but I just wanted to show you there are some of these cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, that people have purchased them thinking they'll get a return on their investment, and then they just park it. And it sits for 10 years, 15 years, doesn't even get driven. And okay, I'm ready to sell it now, I'll get a return on my investment. And all the seals are leaking. The lift system isn't working. The power windows quit working. So much is wrong with it. You're like, well, oh my God, I didn't prepare for this. It's going to cost 70 grand to get this thing sorted out. You have to take care of this thing. Even if you don't drive it a whole lot, every year it has to go to a shop and go front to back. Anything leaking, let's get it fixed. Are the brakes getting thin? Let's get them done. Is anything stopped electrically working? Let's get that done. So that's kind of the name of the game with these. This thing, like I showed you, is worth over $500,000 now. That's way above and beyond all the maintenance costs and everything he's done to keep this in good shape. Leo's done a good job. He's a good friend, and he's made sure every year he's gone through this and got everything sorted out. It is in very good condition. And just like on my Audi R8, which is currently all in pieces, Danielson has removed the engine. There's a link in the description. One more time, I'll give him a shout out. You guys go check out his channel. He's done an amazing job on pulling that thing apart. It was so much work. But I don't want to let those things go on my Audi. So, oh, you know, whatever, it was only a $50,000 car. I want it to be in good shape. So someday when I do sell it, I can show a video documented. Here's all the repairs I did. Everything is sorted out. Then I can stand firm on my price. So definitely wanted to get a video out to you guys to show you this murcielago before it's gone, because I won't see it anymore, and neither will you guys, at least not on the Car Wizard channel. It will be gone forever. It's kind of bittersweet. I've enjoyed keeping this thing in good shape for Leo, and he's been very happy with the work. That's one of the big things he's stressed about. He's like, once I get moved out there, it's going to take me some time to find somebody I trust that I can drop this off at their shop and it doesn't come back damaged or broken or scratched. Or he's like, I'm going to have to try with some of my other cars and see how they do, and then kind of work my way in. He's like, hopefully I can find that next Car Wizard out there on the East Coast. I'm sure he will. There's exotic shops that only work on these. I did ask him though, I said, man, this thing's worth a lot of money. Why don't you sell it? You could bank. I mean, you could really bank if you sold it. He said, no, for my initial investment of $180,000, I cannot replicate anything this cool today for that amount of money. Everything that is this cool is 5, 6, 7, 800, $1 million. He's like, I'll never have this opportunity again. I can't sell it. So I get it. If you're curious what kind of tools I've used over the years to work on this, or Danielson did, or any other car in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. A lot of the tools we use in the shop are listed for sale there. They're great gift ideas. And if you purchase any of them, we get a small cut and really appreciate it. And make sure to hit the subscribe button, because there's many more cool videos to come. Thanks for watching.